Hey everyone, here's our video notes on 2.7 solving proportions. So there is a common misconception between multiplying fractions and solving proportions. They look so similar, but they are done so differently, and I wanted to take a moment to point this out to you before we get into the examples today. So remember, when we are multiplying fractions, we multiply our numerators and our denominators. Simple. When we're solving a proportion, we cross multiply, and the two quantities that we create are equal to each other. So A times D is equal to B times C. So notice, this is equal to just another fraction, it's not an equation, and this creates an equation. So let's keep this in mind and this difference as we move into the examples below. So in these three problems, we are solving proportions. So when we have two equal fractions, we can solve this proportion by cross multiplying. So let's see, 4 multiplied by x is 4x, and then 7 multiplied by 24. So let's think, how could I multiply that using the distributive property and not a calculator? So 24 is 20 plus 4. So now I have 4x, 7 times 20 is 140, 7 times 4 is 28. Remember this extension of the distributive property, it can help us multiply larger numbers. So I have 4x equals 168. And so now to isolate x, I can divide each side by 4, canceling that. So let's see. Each of these are, so 168 divided by 4 is 42. So that was a little bit back review of the distributive property. Number 2, let's try it out. Cross multiply. 2 times x is 2x equals 5 times 5, which is 25. Divide by 2. X is 25 over 2. We like improper fractions, or if you would like to, you can make it a mixed number. 2 goes into 25. Let's see, 12 times with the remainder of 1/2. So mixed numbers or improper fractions, please. Number 3 is a little bit of a special case because it creates the distributive property when you cross multiply. So n times 6 is 6n, but notice when I multiply this way, that 5 has to be multiplied by the entire quantity on that numerator. We can put parentheses around it so we remember to apply the distributive property. Now I can distribute that 5. 6n equals 10n plus 20. Variables on both sides of my equation. I'm going to subtract 10n to the left. 6 minus 10, negative 4n equals 20. Almost there. My last step. Isolate n is to divide by negative 4 on both sides. N equals negative 5. So solving proportions are very simple. Just remember, do not confuse it with multiplying fractions. Let's get into some applications.